Hey Gemini, this is your reading. We're going to do Saturn going into Pisces, well, Saturn direct in Pisces, November 27th. So just going to see what that's going to bring for you, okay? So it's like a wrap up of the Pisces energy. It'll be the last time, and then it moves into Aries in January. So let's see for Gemini. Gratitude, okay. Growth is sticking out as well. I guess I'll keep that. All right. Sorry, my cards are messed up. All right. Recognition. All right, you deserve to acknowledge your accomplishments. Have you been neglecting to celebrate your efforts? Take time to recognize your progress, no matter how small. It will fuel your growth. Isn't it interesting? It will fuel your growth. So we have a flame fueling you. I love synchronicities. Oh my God. I just said I love synchronicities, and I look down and look at the card. Synchronicity surprise. I'll just read that one. Life's coincidences are often the universe's way of guiding you. Have you noticed unexpected synchronicities? These signs may be helping you find your new path. So gratitude's definitely, isn't that interesting how it says light your path and we have a candle? So it looks like gratitude here is going to, maybe being grateful for yourself is going to help you here. So let's see how that's going to happen. The Temple Path. It's one of my favorite cards because these are usually the lights or the guides guiding you down a path here. Your commitment is being tested. It's time to release negativity. I don't know, I'm really drawn to his mouth being so shut there. So I wonder if there's something about communication here. Or not being able to communicate something. Seven of Wands. Okay, perseverance. Isn't that interesting? Look at his mouth is covered. King of Swords. I just heard I got something to say. Like before I pulled this out, but the King of Swords definitely has something to say. Like it's communication. Knight of Wands. Four of Wands. And I'm going to get one more. So I'm going to do four, but I got 5 cards, so. Death. This is my favorite Temperance card. Look at this. Something could be balancing out here, or transmuted. You could be transmuting some sort of energy here, because when I put this underneath this, usually, sometimes this can be transmuting energy here. So you could be turning something that was a negative into a positive. What's up with okay, let's do the King of Swords. There you are. That's you, Page of Swords. Okay, I feel like you maybe have been holding back some sort of communication. Because we have the Four of Pentacles. Seven of Wands. It could be over some sort of loss or grief. And then we have the Knight of Wands with the King of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So I would say the Seven of Swords is somebody who's hiding their thoughts and feelings in this sense. But we're going to dig deeper into that in a minute. Wow, there's a lot of people here. So we have the Judgment. Looks like something's ending here. So it is a rebirth. The Death card is a rebirth. Oh, look, we have Death again, and we have it here. It is a rebirth. So I'm just looking at the cards. You were maybe really invested in something and it didn't work out. It ended. But the thing is maybe you're going to recognize that you grew a lot from this ending. Because it looks like we have some sort of awakening. So first I want to see what the Seven of Swords and the King of Cups is. It says, don't, it's speculation, but it's in reverse. And it says, don't follow other speculative advice blindly. They made you believe it's a shortcut, but in reality, it's just a waste of time. I know now that was untrue. Oh, maybe you thought something was a waste of time, or somebody wasted your time. Maybe that's what you've been holding back. Trapped, so we have Puppet. I would say maybe you thought something was surface level here. You could have thought there was some sort of strings attached. Interesting. Look at the strings holding that guy up in the little bucket there. In the reverse, it's chasing quick gains and ignoring long-term stability, overestimating potential returns. Okay, so it looks like you probably got caught up in some sort of cycle of so chasing quick gains. That would be like just give me a second. Yeah, there could be some sort of instant gratification here, maybe. A cycle of like, that's what this gives me. So this could be you or somebody you're dealing with. Maybe that was, either this is a cycle where you've learned a lesson. So Saturn's about lessons, okay? It is karmic. And maybe you thought you were wasting time. It is the timekeeper. So maybe you thought you wasted time on somebody, but maybe it was like, maybe they wasted your time. Maybe that's what you're thinking. Maybe it was all surface level, instant gratification. Okay. So during this is probably, but if you look back on it, like maybe you have been grieving some sort of like disappointment, but I feel like though, maybe this grew you. Because it looks like you're going through some sort of reevaluation, or you have been. Because we're going to drop some baggage here. So for me, when I see your commitments being tested, I feel like that's your commitment to yourself. That's how I see that card. So maybe you've had some sort of negative point of view here about a certain person or situation, but it's almost like I'm getting the hangman, but I don't have the hangman. Like maybe you're changing your perspective and you're recognizing how much this situation grew you, okay? Because this looks like you're on a path of, you're coming into a path of like, look at this, the temple path with stability. So 4 of Wands. But it's because of some sort of action you're taking. Let me see more about that. So it's about being grateful for the lesson here and the growth. Let me see the 4 of Wands. I want to, okay, it's money, worship, in reverse. So it doesn't have to be money worship. But it's, to me, it's surface level type energy. So materialistic. How's that? So you're releasing some sort of distraction, something that kept you distracted. And it could be, yeah, a situation or a person that you've been distracted about. I'm sorry, I'm just reading the card. We're connected even in the dark times. Interesting. I wonder if you had some sort of connection with somebody. It's almost like negative attachment, like negative. So a trauma bond, because we have bad news in reverse. We're connected even in the dark time. So that's so interesting that you could have been maybe your shadow was attracted to somebody else's shadow. If it's like a certain type of relationship. But looking back, it looks like this distraction's being released here. I feel like, let's see the Judgment. Like, Yeah, maybe something's being unearthed here to release. So this is an awakening. So whatever this situation was, it probably woke you up. Because Pisces is about illusion. You know, it's kind of like that. It can be very illusionary. You know what I mean? Oh, hidden fears. Resurface. Oh my God. That's so interesting. When I just said bringing something up, resurfacing. Okay, it says our hidden fears. So this is what you're releasing. Danger approaching, but it's in reverse. It says our hidden fears resurface and past wounds reopen with doubt. If we don't face this together, well, this is just a love deck. I don't know if you're facing anything with anybody. These unresolved emotions will only grow stronger. So I think that you're waking up and facing, so this whole thing, this whole Saturn, I think once it goes direct, something could resurface. Maybe a person is resurfacing, but you're going to see that it's going to wake you up to how far you've grown. So let's say somehow you're waking up to a wound is resurfacing. Like I said, like when you're wounded, maybe your shadow is attracted to somebody else's shadow. So maybe somebody is resurfacing. I don't know. But if they do, it could make you recognize how far you've come, because if it's, let's say it's love, okay? And the Knight of Wands is somebody who's a player. They're not reliable. They're not responsible. So they come in and out of your life. So you could have somebody come back around and you don't even want them anymore. Like you totally see, you've grown so much through this time. You totally see, oh, I'm getting chills, what this is and what this person is about. And maybe your attraction to them. So this will help you release some sort of wound. And I guess it could be like if you're in a relationship, maybe I can put it this way, because not everyone's going to be single, and that's just an example so you can see what I'm saying. I mean, I guess if you're in a relationship, maybe you are going to face something together. But there would be an awakening that there was some sort of like lack of trust. Okay. So in that sense, if you're in some sort of relationship, maybe that it's not just you. Maybe the commitment's being tested to the relationship. Because this does say we are connected. So this would be somebody, if I read it that way with a connection, it would be an awakening in the connection that, like, we are connected even in the dark times. We're going to face this together. So that to me gives like through thick and thin type energy. So maybe in the past, so that would mean the relationship's going through a rebirth. Okay. Because if people come together and they aren't healed, then of course there could be some toxicity. But if you work through things, you know, if there's an awakening in the relationship and you work through things, then there could be some sort of growth and transformation. Okay, so because this is very expansive, so you're about to expand here. So what does that mean? I would have to say if you're single and you go through some sort of awakening to a pattern and you are expanding in that way, then that means you're leveling up to Empress, okay? Because you're not going to settle anymore for like the Knight of Wands type energy, okay? So you know what you deserve and you're not going to settle. And if it's a relationship, then maybe there's some sort of old baggage in the relationship. You would already, I feel like, kind of know whether you're having a hard time in a relationship and if you're talking through things and if people are waking up. I mean, it's not going to be somebody who doesn't take any accountability if they do anything wrong. Those aren't the types of people who can self-reflect enough. So I'm just putting it out there, okay? This would be somebody who, where both parties are like, yeah, I have this wounding, yeah, I have that wounding, you know, maybe we're, you know, causing each other to react in unhealthy ways, triggering each other, okay? And you'd be trying to work through and grow something. And that would be baggage that would be dropping here. So that means it would be on a new path, more stable. So that's where you're headed for, some sort of stability, a new path of stability, security and stability. Just trying to look at it in a different way other than love. I mean, you can probably put it in your own, the way I described it, you can put it in your own situation if it's other than just a love romantic. It's just easier for me. Certain things come to mind. It looks like you've grown some, like, psychically. You could be really connected, especially if you're going through an awakening. You could be getting messages from the divine here. It says something, maybe you're coming home to yourself. It says home, but then we have the Four of Wands. So maybe you're waking up and coming home to yourself. You're maturing. So Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. Maybe this is some sort of karmic path you've been on, and this is the end. Well, obviously, that's how you're maturing. Yeah, because this is a pattern, the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is like the wounded warrior. So some sort of wounding, attracted, probably certain types of people, and it can even be jobs. I mean, it depends on what you're, all I know is like you're going to be shown how far you've come. And I think it's going to make you very happy here. I just want to look at one more thing. Yeah, definitely. I feel like you're going to see that it's about your worth. It's about your self-worth. That's what it boils down to. You're on a new path. You're going on a new path that's, I mean, you could even be moving, I guess. Maybe you're actually moving. Or you could be like deepening, like I said, deepening a commitment, moving, let me see the Empress. Because that's creation. Why do I keep getting house and property? I got it again. Yeah, whatever was affecting you negatively, it looks like you're getting stability. So you're creating it though with Empress. So you're making some sort of decision to change. Yeah, it's about your value. So I just keep getting the same thing. So I guess I'll stop it here. It's about your value, your worth, and you're not settling anymore. All right, I'll see you next time.